You change is carrot juice instead of coffee.
Good job. I have my coffee and my water, so I'm 50-50. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. Hopefully you had a great weekend. I'm alive, excited, full of energy. Good to see everybody. Nicole, Anna Maria, Kyle, Kenny, Patrick, George. I was just on a call with George, Aisha, Corey. Man, we got a good group here. Sonia and 321. I don't know who that is, but welcome. It's okay. So, if you're driving, please keep your hands on the wheel, pay attention. I know this is going to be great information, but I don't want to be that guy. All right. So what I'm going to do today, happy Monday. Welcome to the coaching call. This is my weekly coaching call that we do every single week, 12 noon Pacific, 30 minutes of inspiration, perspiration, activity, things that you could be doing in your real estate business. And I'm really excited. I've got some topics today. I put together, I don't know if it's 10 or 12 things that you could do in your business right now that'd be valuable, but I suggest you take a pen and a paper and you take some short notes down, and then I will provide a little more context to that if you need more information as we go. But in no particular order, I listed out about a dozen things that can really benefit you in your business, and almost all of them are free, right? I want to focus on sweat equity until you have the equity to spend money, and then have check equity, right? So an example of sweat equity would be door knocking on 100 doors a day, 500 a week. That's sweat equity. You probably literally sweat, right? Check equity in that same regard would be sending them a postcard to the door from the comforts of your desk, and or even a third party doing it. A third party could be signing it for you. A third party could stamp for you. A third party could handwrite the address. There's a whole bunch of ways to leverage that. But then you can only knock on so many doors a week through sweat equity, right? But check equity, it's unlimited. I could virtually door knock on 500, 1,000, 5,000. I know a lot of agents that send 25,000 mailers a month that I've had the pleasure of coaching with. All right. So as we look at this, number one, and again, no particular order, but produce searchable YouTube videos. This is such a big one because YouTube's now really taken over the industry. TikTok and all these things are feeding into it, but YouTube is still the king. And so I want to give a little more perspective of this. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And here are a few titles you could use. The pros and cons of living in Galt, California. You see Kenny's screen there. He's got the big Galt thing in the back, which I like because that's an immediate identifier that what local region he's in. I went to Lodi High right next to Galt, so I know very well where Galt is. I dated a girl from Galt. That's a big statement, by the way. But the reality is Kenny can put in the pros and cons of living in Galt, California. And anytime somebody starts searching for these things like Galt or horseshoeing in Galt or fun things to do at the beach in Galt, they don't have a beach, right? Whatever that search is, it's going to start pulling up your posts. Another thing that's really popular right now is 7 things to consider before buying a home in Galt. 3 secrets to maximizing your sell price for your home in Galt, Santa Rosa, Sacramento, Orville, Orland, Chico, Elk Grove. It doesn't matter, right? You insert your name. But by putting these searchable YouTube videos in here, and you can make those quite short, you certainly are going to enhance that by raising the elevation of content, meaning that you're talking about what the demographics are, what's the average sales price, could be part of your market report. But if you did just this one thing and started on YouTube with specific things to your market, your area, and start adding the hashtags and the things that are going to make it pop up, you'll have great success from that. And that is how Levi really took over as the #1 YouTuber in the nation for living in Dallas. Right? That really is a good tool. And again, it's free for the most part. You could leverage it out, but it's pretty much free. 2 others that I want to give you that are referral opportunities. One is Rocket Leads, Rocket Home Leads. Sounds like a competitor, but honestly, Rocket Leads is now the #1 lender in the nation, and they have a free portal where you could sign up to be a qualified agent. They may have qualifications like you have to sell so many homes. Some of the sites are beginning to go that direction where they want agents that have sold 6 homes in the last 12 months, 12 homes in the last 12 months, whatever it may be. But you want to look at these sites. Another one's called referralexchange.com. Referralexchange.com, typically 25% to up to 35% for listings. They've been 25 for years. Now they've gone to 30 a lot of the times, even for buyer leads. You can accept it or not accept it, but it's free. And so you want to get in there. You want to do your profiles on these sites. These are broker agnostic sites. Rocket Mortgage doesn't have a Rocket real estate company yet. It could happen. But for right now, they're the #1 lender in the nation. Okay. Or #1 in the nation. All right. So they're typically 25 to 40% on Rocket Homes. But the thing I like about that is the leads are fully pre-approved for a mortgage. So when you get a lead, they've already been through the full pre-approval process with Rocket Mortgage, and now they're looking for an agent. And they have verified purchase time frame and exclusively referred to you. Another big thing. Zillow is very famous about selling you 6 or 7 leads, and it may be $300 a lead, and they sell it to 6 agents. These are exclusive to you, and the good thing is there's no upfront fees for leads, but the referral fee on the back end. By the way, if you're getting calls about lead generation, look at things that are going to pay you on a referral basis or on a commission basis at the end of the relationship, not at the beginning. A lot of companies are going to make a lot of promises, $50, $100, $200, $300. They'll call them exclusive. They're all do all kinds of things. But if you're buying leads on the front end, probably not as good as a situation as a commission-based agreement. Okay. So that's 1 and 2. Number 3 is pretty obvious. Host open houses. Open houses still are the most productive way to create lead generation, right? And especially now with rates coming down. I went and showed a house this weekend. I got a phone call, went and showed it to him. No problem. I was out running around anyway. I just go, excuse me, because I'm like in my farm attire, right? I was literally in the backyard burning a wood pile. I was dirty. It was grimy, and I had a hat on and all. I wear a hat anyway, but the point is, I said, hey, would you forgive me for the way I look as opposed to me being on time for you and being able to show you this house in the next 20 minutes? They were like, of course, it's amazing. Thank you. Right. And the temperament of the buyers is definitely, we've been watching the market, but now we're starting to look, right? People are starting to come back because of the rates. The rates, Kenny, what are the rates today? I know you looked knowing you're getting on my call.
6.74.
Attaboy, I knew you did. So rates 6.74 nationally average, right? That means they're well below 7, a quarter point below 7. And we've been in the 7s for quite some time. I believe we'll see less than 6. I think we'll have 3 25-point adjustments that will get us around 5.89, 5.9, something like that coming this summer. So continue to have these conversations with buyers and stay in touch with them. Another opportunity is reaching out to Airbnb owners. Airbnb's being hit up a little bit. The market's changing in Airbnbs. Number one, there's jurisdiction laws changing. New York just made it no Airbnb illegal, right? There's other places doing the same thing, trying to get rid of this transient behavior that Airbnbs bring. And it's happening in Hawaii, New York, LA. It's happening in big areas. So it's an opportunity for you to reach out, and it's super easy. All you have to do is go on Airbnb and look at all the hosts in your area and start reaching out to them and say, hey, got a quick question. You could send them a chat. Don't go in and book or act like you're booking and do all that stuff. Be forward facing, but go into the contact or the chat with the owner and ask them a question. Hey, I'm a real estate broker. Love your listing. Just curious, have you given any consideration to selling? The prices are still really, really quite high right now. And even if it's a no, that's a new relationship you add to your database and you stay in touch, because there's pain points being created in that space.
Hey, Randy.
Yes.
Can you approach them like a for rent by owner too? If they're not interested selling, ask them if they're looking to find more.
Yeah, 100% works
You
always.
have a buyer there too. You have an investor who's looking to acquire more properties.
Yeah, and the way you can have that curiosity language and script with them in the beginning is like, hey, ring, ring. Hey, Patrick, you be the Airbnb and I'll be the realtor. Okay. Hey, Ring. Hey, Patrick, Randy Byrd over at EXP Realty. Are you the owner at 123 Banana Street, the Airbnb?
Hey, yeah, I am the owner.
Hey, that's awesome. So number one, just 2 quick minutes. I think there's things that I could do to enhance and benefit you, either, pushing your Airbnb, put it on my site, tell people about it, whatever it may look like. I'm a local expert. And I just have a question. Are you completely enjoying the Airbnb experience like you'll never sell? It's the best thing you ever did? Or are you potentially on the side of, some of the Airbnbs are starting to sell and starting to take advantage of that component of the market? Are you on either side of that coin where I could support you?
Yeah, I think we positioned ourselves pretty well. Because of where we're located in town, we don't really have an issue with vacancies like some of the
Love it.
others
So
have.
you're
But
making money, no vacancies, you're good.
yeah, I'm happy. I'm
All
happy.
right, let's duplicate that.
Yeah.
I'd like to partner with you and help you duplicate that.
Well, here's what I'm looking for. If you find something off market that's in town or near like a wedding facility or someplace else where people are coming in and out of town and need a place to stay, let me know. Keep me on your list.
It's not to let you know, keep me on my list. I've got that stuff. I mean, I'm sure we could find houses under that pretense. So let's do a deeper dive and talk about what kind of numbers you want, what price point, all those things, and I'll go to work.
Okay.
So you see how because of his answer, I transitioned right to it.
Hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So if they're in a place to where they go, yeah, we've had it a year and it's we're still trying to get this thing to break even or whatever, then it could be a conversation that, hey, there's a lot of people exiting that space. There's a little bit of a glut. There's, jurisdictions and regulations coming down that may affect it.
Hmm.
And if you're open to, I'd like to give you comparative market analysis, what the value is, and maybe let's, stack eggs together and see which one's best for you.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Awesome. I love it. This other one, it's typically check equity that I described earlier, but get into geographic farming. Geographic farming is one of the most long-term benefits of real estate, but it takes money. So you could start in the beginning for free with sweat equity, and that would be walking the neighborhoods, adding an item of value. You could do something as inexpensive as a Halloween party in your farm. You could connect with somebody else that's in your farm and do different things for free. You could do a coat drive, a backpack drive, whatever it is. But on one side, you're presenting yourself as an expert in the area, giving back to the community. And on the other side, you're giving and doing well in that, right? So it's all about communication. So I can go on for half an hour on this alone. I love this particular category. But when you look at this, think of it this way: digital mayor, minimum of 500 homes. Write that down if you're interested in this component. Minimum 500 homes, minimum 6% turnover. Anything less is not going to be valuable to your time because the ROI is too far. So 6% turnover, 500 homes means 30 homes per year sell in those 500 homes. If you do that, you'll have an opportunity to get 10 or 15% of the opportunities there. Right? So 500 homes, commit to this to at least a year. Don't dabble in it. This is not a dabbling thing. This doesn't work usually for 6, 7, 8 months, right? It's top of mind, you becoming more aware of them. And then through that natural cycle, you'll start seeing stuff. And across the board, it's about 8 months, right? So it's a longer play, but once it starts paying and you start getting some ROA, it happens fast. You could do this in the neighborhood you live. You could do this in another neighborhood. Just make sure that 6% turnover rate is close, somewhere very, very close to that. Higher is better, 7, 8, 9%. I've seen 11%, but you don't want 2.5% or 3 or 4%. Okay. So becoming the digital mayor means Facebook page, say it's called Eagle Crest. So now you're going to connect with everybody in Eagle Crest on purpose. A list of 500 people, checking them off as the list as you've talked to them, met them at the open house, met them at a door knocking event, met them at an invite to something, met them some way. And then you're laser focused on getting to know and meet every one of the 500. You can start a Facebook group that's specific to that particular Eagle's Nest or whatever the subdivision is. Start interviewing people that are influential to that area. It could be the HOA manager, could be the HOA itself. It could be the police officers that work in that area, police officer that lives in that area. It could be the superintendent of the schools in that area. Could be the restaurants in that area. It could be an HVAC guy that lives in that area, right? Anything that's going to add value, you can start doing really quick podcasts, really quick interviews, really highlight things in that. That's very powerful. And that, like I said, I can go on forever about geographic farming. I love it. Next one, use Chat GPT for optimizing your social media posts. Do you know you can do a social media post like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and you could put it into Chat GPT and say, I'd like you to optimize this post for Facebook, optimize this post for Instagram, optimize this post for LinkedIn. And it knows the algorithms and the optimization for each of those. AI will do that for you, right? I don't think there's many people in here doing that now. So that's a simple thing, but it's just another tactic that you can learn. And then it will even optimize it as deep as saying what keywords, what hashtags, what is trending and what's viral. So I think that's a big one. One that I personally like is this one. It's the golden handoff or the golden parachute. It's asking agents that are leaving the business if you can buy their book of business. Especially when you're a newer agent, think about this. When you're a newer agent in this business and you went out and purposefully looked into agents that have been in the business 18, 20, 22, 25 years, and you reached out to them, you say, hey, not today, but sometime in the next 2 to 5 years, when you retire, I'd like to buy your book of business. Don't let buy your book of business scare you. It's usually $0. It's usually a referral fee, but I'm buying their book of business. There's an agreement, a contract, an expectation, right? So maybe Kyle is looking to buy my book of business and I go, hey, I don't want to retire for like 3 years. Awesome. So probably like in 2 years, we'll start working together so the people see us. And then after the next year, when you're ready to leave, you can fade away and nobody will know the difference. And then I will pay you maybe in perpetuity forever a referral fee on that book of business that you brought, other than retiring and leaving it, right? I really like this. We actually just put a team together with Jeff in Arizona. Significant. They were doing like 35, 40 deals a year. And Jeff called them and they said, yeah, we're going to get out of the business. We're going to travel the country. Who are you giving your business to? Nobody. You know, we'll probably just refer it as it comes along back into the office or somewhere. And he's like, no, let's partner. So he literally partnered, did an announcement. They have a partnership. And now guess what? They're going to put Jeff at the front of that relationship with all the clients. And it's likely that they can do that without losing any clients. And he could be adding 30, 35 transactions a year and more from that relationship into his database. You know how much that cost? $0. It's a conversation, it's a structure, it's a relationship, and then it's serving that need. I love that one. That's a good one for me. All right, next one. This is an obvious one, but I think there's an opportunity in 2024 that didn't exist in the past, and that's expired listings. Expired listings they're a bear. Let's just be honest. It's probably one of the harder things to do because it's a very competitive space. You have to enjoy being on the phones. You have to enjoy that rejection a little bit to get to the yes. You've got to be a little thick-skinned, just telling you up front. I've coached a lot of agents that said we're going to crush expired listings and FSBOs, and it's a difficult uphill battle, but it could be very lucrative because they have motivation to sell. They were unfulfilled. They didn't get the job done. And it's really an opportunity. So as the market normalizes, I think the opportunities for these expired listings will continue to grow. And let's be honest, agents through this market, we have 1.5 plus million agents. Not everybody's professional and understands how to take the sellers through price reduction strategies. They just avoid those conversations and they'd rather let it expire than have those difficult, challenging conversations. These can be an opportunity for you. I can't even tell you how many expired conversations I've had over the years where they're like, yeah, if he would have just told me what to do, we would have done it. But we got to the end of the listing and it just let it go. Right. So they probably had a price reduction in that conversation anyway. Next one, optimize your Google business profile. This is really such a big one because everybody is on the number one search site on the planet now, which is Google. And when they look for an agent, or if they're looking for houses, they're not usually looking for agents. They're looking for houses. And when they go to Google and they Google Santa Rosa real estate or Santa Rosa homes for sale or Santa Rosa properties for rent, what comes up? Google does. And Google LSA, listing service ads, are how agents get to the top of that list. But one of the primary indicators of this are reviews and interaction in your site. You could do all that for free. So again, when you're looking at this, optimizing your free Google business profile is the best way to position yourself for organic leads in the world's #1 search engine. All right. And by the way, you can go and just Google how to optimize my business page, right? And it will direct you. If you don't know how to do it, Google it. Does anybody remember the first time they ever heard the word Google? I remember the exact place I was standing. It was in my office, Golden West in Santa Rosa. And my front desk manager, this probably would have been about 2000, goes, yeah, we were on this site called Google. And I'm like, Google, that's the name they chose, Google. I remember saying those words and, didn't pay it any attention. And then later I started seeing Google shirts. And then I remodeled a bathroom in like 2000 and probably 3, 4, or 5 with somebody that worked at Google, and they had all these millions in stocks and stuff. And I was like, I remember hearing Google, and it's a big deal now, right? It's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. So optimizing that page, I think, is probably more valuable than having a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and all those other things, because that's going to be incoming business. And then again, you can go in and start add dollars to the lead spend of Google. So they actually pull you up at the top of the list when agents or when consumers are looking for specifics. Houses in Eugene, Oregon, houses in Elk Grove, houses in Galt, whatever it may be. Okay. Another one that I like because it's old school is buy lunch, not leads. Instead of buying leads, I mean, knock it off. There's times that buying leads are valuable, but when you're buying leads, it's a competitive space. It's a specific cold relationship that, quite frankly, not everybody's got the skill to work through. But you could buy lunch very easily for people in your database and really nurture that relationship. It could be coffee, by the way, for $10. Doesn't have to be lunch for $50 or $100, right? It could get expensive. You do that every week on purpose, but it could be coffee. It could be appetizers at the end of the day where you're buying $3, $4 appetizers. There's ways to do this, but doing this, look at past clients and people in your sphere of influence and work on building deeper relationships. Make this like a real goal for you in 2024. And then think backwards, like how many people a month do I want to meet with minimum? What does that look like? Is anybody into this where they're willing to go to lunch or coffee and build deeper relationships? Okay. So the ones that raise your hand, how many a month? What's that look like? 4 a month, 4 or 5 a month. Okay. So let's just say we have 1 a week, right? Some months have 4 weeks, some months have 5 weeks. Just say we do 1 a week on purpose. Maybe it's even a specific day so you can start scheduling it out. Wednesday's my best day, right? Wednesday's my coaching day, so it's a bad day. But my days are Friday. My days for going out. We went out and had lunch for 2 hours with an ex-coach and a friend and somebody that I have a lot of value in the relationship in real estate with. And we had lunch at a winery out here, had a glass of wine and a 2-hour lunch, pizza oven right there. The atmosphere was incredible. The conversation was incredible. I cannot accomplish that on a phone, on Zoom, on Google Meets, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's not possible. Right? And she demanded it, by the way. I would have rather have met on Zoom, to be fair, because 2 hours of my day, that's my struggle, right? I weigh those hours out, and I shouldn't. I should weigh relationships out. And so that's why I said yes. She goes, I'm old school. I want to meet in person. I go, you're an hour away. I mean, even if we meet halfway, it's still a 4-hour freaking deal for me. I didn't say that, but that's the way I felt. Right? But it was literally one of the best meetings I've had in months and months and months and months and months. because we just connected. I shut the phone off. I focused on connecting, right? That is powerful. And then that leads into other things. Do this with your database and your SOI in 2024. So just one a week, make a day, and then just start booking that up and try to stay 2-3 weeks booked up. Have somebody on the wait list. Hey, Kyle, I'd love to meet with you. I'm booked up for like 3 or 4 weeks, but if something changes, I'll call you. Right? Fridays are my day, man. How are you on Fridays? You good? Awesome. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So now I got the next 3 weeks lined out, and I got a wait list of 1 or 2. You see the power in this, right? Now, by the way, I'm going to tell you, I want you to pick like 1, 2, or 3 things out of all the stuff I'm giving you, not all of them. You don't want to be digging 12 holes 1 foot deep. You want to dig 1 hole 10 foot deep, or 2 holes 5 foot deep. All right. So I like that one. Going away parties for sellers. A lot of you are in states with a lot of exodus into other states. California, Oregon, even Idaho now, Washington. They're moving out to the Midwest. They're moving to Hawaii. They're moving to Florida. They're moving to the Sun Belt, right? Maybe it's for temperature. Maybe it's for political climate, whatever it is. Have going away parties for your sellers leaving the area. Because if not, you're really severing a relationship, right? Unless you represent the buyer. So have these going away parties. They're powerful. And you, by the way, you could do it when you close escrow as well. Just say, I want to have a welcome to the neighborhood party. My treat. I'm going to buy all the hors d'oeuvres and buy all the stuff. Don't do anything. Just invite all your friends over. We'll invite 50 neighbors over so they get to meet you. And it's all on me. I got this, right? Well, guess what? This is all on Randy Byrd from Oregon Luxury Group. Thank you, Randy. Right? That becomes the theme of this party. It's really powerful. All right. We're getting ready to wrap up here. I'm going to drop a couple more on you. I like this one. Ask for a little help on Facebook, and you're actually looking for help to reveal listing opportunities, but you're saying I have a buyer. I have a buyer at 450,000. I have a buyer at 700,000. They just need to be in the Grant School District. They're looking for 3 bedrooms. They'll deal with 2 bathrooms, but they really, a 3rd bathroom would be amazing. Whatever it is that you're looking for, put out this missing persons type report, a home report, right? And by the way, you'll get listing opportunity calls from that as well, especially if it's a little vague, meaning that I'm looking for west side of the freeway, Santa Rosa. I'm looking for ideally foothills with a little space, minimum of 2,000 square foot, up to 800, whatever it may be. You could blast that on social media. Do you have a listing? No. Do you have a buyer? Yes. Right? How many of us have 5, 6, 7 buyers at some capacity, but we don't have any listings? This is a way for you to get listings and to really promote on social media. Right? You could even do as much as take a listing that's on the MLS and say, here's something that we're looking for. This just didn't fit the need. This is very close to what we're looking for. If you know anybody that has a house like this, have them reach out to me because we've got a ready, able, and willing buyer. They're pre-qualified through Rocket Mortgage or whoever, giving them a plug today. Right? And that's a beautiful thing. And then last referral one, connect with Veteran United Realty. I'm a veteran, so this is passionate to me. But Veteran United Realty is another no upfront lead source that you pay via a referral fee at closing. No upfront fees. The provided leads are pre-approved for VA loans. To me, as a veteran, that feels good. That's amazing. The VA loans have gotten very good nowadays. It used to be in the beginning of my career, a VA loan was a pain in the butt, right? It was a pain in the butt. The inspections were horrible. The inspectors and the whole thing was just a hot mess. Really, when Trump got into office, not a Trump thing, but he really changed the VA structure, the VA medical, the VA housing, all that stuff really had a big transformation in the last 7 years or so. And the VA loans are very, very good now. And they're really very, very good for the veterans. So you could sign up for that. And then you're helping veteran families, which I'm passionate about. And then lastly, and again, no really particular order, is pursue circle prospecting. Circle prospecting is like that geographic farm. And matter of fact, you can use that farm as an additional enhancement to this calling routine, right? So circle prospecting is doing just that. You're basically moving around a newly listed home or one that just closed escrow, and you're talking about that specifically. Now, it could be in relation to your farm. You could take a farm, say, of 1,000 homes, and then say any sell or any new listing that comes in there, I know about it immediately, right? You set up the alerts, you do all those things, draw a polygram around your area, think about the power of this, and now you're the expert in that. Every sell that goes on, you know exactly what buyers are buying, what the price is. If it's 100% of list price, 98%, whatever it is, you're the expert in that area. And now you can start circle prospecting in that particular area, saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, do you know that 123 Banana Street just sold? It was listed for $690, sold for $750, 60,000 over asking price. The interest rates have come down about 0.75%. So we're starting to see an uptick in all this. Just curious, you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or rent real estate where I might be able to help you. Like, that's a script for circle dialing. The world is your oyster. As many hours in the day, you could do this, right? And by the way, this costs you very little. Maybe the cost of a source to get the numbers. You can get them from title and so on, but maybe using one of the dialers or something to get a list of numbers to purchase some of these upfront things are very minimal, hundreds of dollars, not thousands. And then you could literally develop lists of 20 and 30 and 40 and 50,000 names that you could be going through and focusing on this ideal approach of, being exclusive to a geographical area or to a farm, a geographical farm. All right, everybody, I'm at my time and it went fast, but I think those are some really good nuggets for you to go into 2024. Again, I want to coach you. Do not try to do all these. The referral ones, do all those, right? Those will take you 15 minutes per one to get that set up correctly, upload your picture, do those things. Get all those things that are free. There's probably a list of another 8 or 10 that you can sign up for. Redfin's got some exclusive agent things that are referral based and some others. But do those things, get those lead sources out there, and then pick one or maybe two of these bigger items and put those into your business as a staple for 2024. Right? So you're going to have somebody that like going after the expired side, somebody that's going after the door knocking or the digital mayor, those kind of things. These will be powerful for everybody on the call, I promise you. Right? So pick one or two of those that you're usually passionate about, that you've had the bandwidth for, that you enjoy, and then go all in on that on 2024. All right, everybody? Hope you find it valuable. I'll see you next week, same time, same channel, and I appreciate you all being here.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thanks,
everybody.
Randy.
Thank you much.
Awesome. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.